Hey everyone, welcome back to Reading with Tatiana. Today I'm coming back with another book to movie adaptation review. Earlier on my channel I had done a book review for Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card, and of course there is a movie that came out back in 2013, so I watched it after reading the book because I gave a book a 5 out of 5 and I want to see how the story translated from the paper to the big screen. Before I go into my full book to movie adaptation review, I will always appreciate if you're watching this video to please hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and comment down below if you read the book, if you watched the movie, how do you think they did? Was it good? Was it bad? Should they have just not even tried? I'd love to hear what you thought down below. As I mentioned earlier, the book Ender's Game came out in the book form in 1985, and the movie adaptation came out later in 2013, so exactly 10 years ago. It has a pretty star-studded cast. We have Asa Butterfield and Haley Steinfeld, who I guess at the time maybe weren't that A-list because they were like a lot younger, but since then like Asa Butterfield is in Sex Education, which is like a hilarious show. Haley Steinfeld is a pop star and also in other movies, and also Harrison Ford and Ben Kingsley also in this movie. Here are I guess the objective reviews. So on Rotten Tomatoes, the critic score for Ender's Game, the movie, was 62%. On IMDb, the average score out of 10 was 6.6 out of 10. And then on Google, 75% of users enjoyed this movie. For me, my personal review is, as a movie by itself, I give it like a 3 out of 5. And as a book to movie adaptation, knowing how complex the universe and how great the story is in the book, I think they did the best they could, and I would still give it a very strong 3 out of 5. The movie is more or less the same as the book in terms of focusing on Ender. So basically we meet Ender, he is like the kid, maybe in the movie it's probably like a preteen, it's not very clear, and we see the relationship between Ender and his two siblings, Peter and Valentine. Valentine is a sister who's empathetic, maybe a bit meek, very caring, and then Peter is the opposite spectrum, very quick to anger, very violent, and in the middle is Ender, who is the perfect blend of both of his older siblings. Ender is the youngest sibling, and he is considered a third or the unwanted child because in this world, the government wants people to only have 2 kids. Very quickly in the movie, like within the first 5 minutes, Ender is picked to go to the battle school where his teachers kind of isolate him or separate him from the other students, that he's a prodigy, that he's kind of like the chosen one, has a lot of potential to be a commander one day. And then the movie follows Ender to do very good training. He makes friends at school, and I don't want to ruin the movie because I think the story is so unique and it's worth reading or watching, and then we just follow Ender's journey. Now that I've given a very high level premise of the movie, if you've read the book and you have watched the movie and you wonder if it was true to the books, I think in terms of like hitting the big plot points on Ender's character and his development, they did a pretty good job. They hit all the important points, at least from my perspective. However, 2 things that were totally different from the book, which didn't necessarily bother me because it's hard to do in the movie. I'm not sure if the movie is like a standalone movie and that's it, or they're going to explore and make, well, I guess I know. The movie came out in 2013, so obviously they're not making money off of this franchise and they're not going to continue it. So I understand why they had to remove the side story, but in the book, his siblings, Peter and Valentine, also pursue their own character development where they become very well-known personas on the net and they influence the world and world politics, and I really enjoyed that part of the book actually more than Ender's story, so that was totally removed from the movie. And also other thing I didn't enjoy in the book, however I get it's Hollywood, is Ender's interpersonal relationships change a bit with his classmates. In the book, I interpret that he had a close relationship with his male counterparts, but because this is Hollywood and will always love a heteronormative possible romance interest. It wasn't explicit in the movie because they are kids, but there definitely was, like, I feel like some potential romantic tension between Aza's character Ender and also Haley Steinfeld character. I think her name was Petra, and like in the book, Petra wasn't as prominently featured in Ender's I guess, interpersonal relationships. And then, yeah, so that's basically, it is true to books for the main plot points, but obviously they had to reduce it and also change it so it's Hollywood appropriate. The casting of the movie, I thought they did a pretty good job. Obviously, the only thing that is very jarring, but I understand because you don't want to have two young kids, because obviously the movie is for a certain target audience, is obviously Ender and all the kids. I think they recast it slightly older. And in the book, Ender started his journey when he was like 6 years old. But in the movie, I think they're like maybe like 12 or 13. But of course, in the book, it starts from when Ender's 16, I think, until he's 12. So I guess they just kind of had to like compact it because it'd be very hard to get different actors to play Ender at different times in the movie. So I get it, but other than that, I thought the casting was done really well. The aesthetics of this movie, like from when I read the book and imagined this world and how it came to life, I thought they did like a pretty good job because the world is complex, and I think why this movie got so much flack is I think when everyone reads this book, they imagine it a certain way, but there's only so much you can do when you make a movie, and I think they did a pretty good job because this book, this universe that this book created, is obviously in this like space. I don't know if it's like future, but like dystopian world, and like you have to be careful about not over CGI in a world where it looks kind of crazy. And this is 2013, so I don't know how powerful CGI was back then. So I thought they did a pretty good job to their abilities, and I really enjoyed how they made the battlegrounds a reality, a visual reality in the movie. So for me personally, I thought they did a good job. And then my review for the movie itself, to be honest, this is not really the type of movie I would normally watch, like the sci-fi genre. So I think if I just watch this movie by itself, I'd probably give it a lower rating because I do think reading the book, I had a lot more background, understanding, and more investment in the world. But as a movie itself, I think it's probably a very like superficial movie, and I would feel that things happen quite quickly, and it wouldn't be a movie I would enjoy. However, having said that, because I read the book, it made me enjoy the movie a bit more. Thank you for watching until the end of my review, book to movie adaptation for Ender's Game. If you read the book, watched the movie, or done both, I would love to hear what you thought down below. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!